like to think that I'm going to go out there and get the full shot and run away with it. But there's a lot of good contenders out there, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I'm confident today on my Pacific Yamaha license. I think it's running really good, and we'll just see what happens.
First 250 moto of the day. Riders are on the line. This should be pretty exciting, Ross, getting these 250s out on this sand track.
Yes, definitely be a little bit faster on the 250s. They got that more horsepower. They'll be hitting them bumps a little bit faster.
And the gate is down, Roscoe. Here they come into that tight left-hander.
Wow, this is a fast left-hander up the uphill on these 250s. They must be grabbing 4th, 5th gear coming up here.
Well, you know what? They're really bunched up. It's not like they separate quickly out of that turn, so good start for everybody.
Well, there's just so many of them. It doesn't appear like they're going that fast, but they really are. They're, 50, 60 miles an hour going up that hill, grabbing gears, and you can start to see the bumps are forming a lot more since that 125 race, and by the last couple motos today, it's going to be a lot rougher.
Ross, we saw Tuque in practice go down that hill in a hurry. I think that's going to be an important part of this track for him today, as he's following Dubac, who's out in the lead.
Well, Dubac checking the track out first lap here. He's going to be a little cautious. He doesn't want to make the same mistake as he made last weekend in Alberton and throw it away on the first lap.
Well, no question about that. You see Dubac taking a different line each way, not following Dubac, looking for a way around.
Well, Dubac, he's going to be working hard here. He likes, this is another track that's close to his house that he's been riding, a Quebec rider. He's going to be hard to beat here.
Well, we were talking about the 250s having a little more horsepower. Do you think they're going to be able to navigate a little better on this track, Ross?
Well, they're hitting the bumps a lot faster, but then they got more power to pull you out of troubled situations. So it's kind of a toss-up here, really. I mean, I preferred the 250 when we rode the sand, no doubt about it.
Well, give me the idea on that four-stroke. It might have a hard time bogging down in this stuff.
Well, the four-stroke, it makes good tractable power, and that really is an advantage on the hard-pack tracks like in Moncton, New Brunswick. But here, there's no real advantage. If anything, I think it's almost a disadvantage because it's a lot heavier motorcycle.
Yeah, no question, but Dubac handling it just fine. Here we've got number 66, Mike Treadwell. He is all over Donald Upton in a big way.
Treadwell will find a way around him. He loves this type of track, and he's looking for a way around Upton here, and he will find one. Actually, Treadwell has made the pass. Up in the back section at the top, he got around him as I predicted here, and he's starting to pull away. This is Treadwell will shine on this track. He loves this type of track.
Yeah, so great line for Mike Treadwell. Let's see what Upton's got in his tank. He's been off and on all season long, so we'll see what kind of stuff he's got.
I think he's going to try and hang with Treadwell as long as he can and learn some lines from Treadwell. Treadwell being a sand man, he's really going to find some hot lines out there. And if Upton was smart, he'd hang with him there and check out all Treadwell's lines.
Guys, we got an update here. Dubac, of course, are long gone, but we've got riders Mike Treadwell, Doug DeHaan, Donald Upton, Brad Hagstaff, and Blair Morgan just dicing like crazy for third spot back upstairs.
Oh, Brian Coster trackside with a great shot. Look at that Doug DeHaan, who made the pass on Upton. Boy, DeHaan's been hot today, Ross.
DeHaan sure has. He's come from a ways back here, and he's moved his way up into third spot, and he's looking really good. He's actually reeling in Treadwell a little bit.
Yeah, no question. You know what's interesting, Ross? You can tell when Doug DeHaan is on, his bike is swapping all over the place because he's riding the rails.
Well, like I say, DeHaan, one moto, he's the fastest guy on the track, and then it's like he loses concentration in the second moto or halfway in the moto that he's blazing fast, and the wheels come off the track. And other than that, he's on the gas. Let's see what's in store for us this moto.
How about this? Blair Morgan just made the pass on Upton, and it looks like Hagstaff has gotten around him, but Morgan is making the charge on Hagstaff up the hill. Oh, great line, Brad Hagstaff on the outside. Nice line.
Yeah, Hagstaff passed Morgan up there in the back section, but it looks like Morgan's really working at trying to get back by him.
Excellent line. We just saw DeHaan coming down. There's Hagstaff on the inside. Morgan, oh, does he have him? He does. He takes Hagstaff with a great line on the inside there, Ross.
Nice pass down the inside. Really outbroke Hagstaff going into that corner.
Al Olson, Doug Dubac's mechanic, your rider, is just pulling out a huge lead. He's doing what he has to do to clinch that title.
Yeah, I mean, he's going really fast today. He obviously likes the sand. He likes the long uphill, so I think he's going to do pretty good, at least the first moto.
All right. Great luck to the Gowan Motorsports team. Thanks, Alan.
Thank you.
There you go, Ross. Dubach is only 5 points away from a #1 plate in this 2000 series, so I'm sure with this win, he will capture the title. Looks like we got a battle between a Susie and, look at that, Thomas and Oman's going at it, Ross.
Simon Omans and Jason Thomas battling hard here. A Suzuki versus a Honda here. Let's see what's going to happen.
Looks like rider 420, that's Joey on the Kawasaki with a problem. He's back in the race. Here we are back with Omans. It looks like, oh, he's got Lemelin hot on his tail, Ross.
Omans and Lemelin battling. Looks like Thomas got by Omans there and is stretching out a bit of a lead there.
Gaetan Lemelin having a good season on the KTM. There you go, Marco Dubé handling that uphill quite nicely, Ross.
Nice line by Marco as he came up on the inside and then drifted out wide and took that nice smooth line. Good line picking by Dubé. Oh, we have a rider down. The yellow flag signaling a rider down ahead. He's up and moving though, so there's no problems there.
We'll see if that's going to cause DeHaan and Morgan a problem. Look at them, Ross. They're going head-to-head here. Pair of Blackfoot riders.
Morgan's reeled in DeHaan, and they're starting to battle again here. We'll see what happens there. That's an interesting battle between two teammates.
Here we have Treadwell and Dubé going at it. Looks like Treadwell's got a little... Oh, look how soft that sand is there, Roscoe.
Yeah, those sand berms are really deep, and they'll be getting soft as the berms get higher.
Back with our leader, number 118, Doug Dubach, on that 426 FedEx Yamaha. He likes the sand track, I think.
He's looking good on any kind of track here. Doug can ride anything well.
Look at this, Roscoe. Morgan and DeHaan going head-to-head, side-by-side. As they go into that back straightaway, let's see what happens when they hit that double.
Interesting, two different lines. Morgan on the outside, DeHaan on the inside. Really, there was nobody gained anything on that uphill. And here we have Lance pressing the berm.
Back with that battle between Morgan. It looks like he slipped by DeHaan.
He has slipped by DeHaan. Morgan on the gas here. He's charging back through the pack here. And it's like I say before, DeHaan, you know, he was on the gas at the beginning of this moto, really strong, pulling away, and then he loses concentration. Let's see if he can regroup and charge back.
Morgan very fast in this first 250 moto here at Tuque. Great lineup that back straightaway. Look at the way his bike is swapping sideways, Ross.
Well, he's pushing it. He's on the edge there. He's riding a little bit, maybe even over his head.
Morgan, new line down the center of the track. He swapped it all. Morgan is down.
Big crash. You can see, let's go back and take a look at that on a replay here, and I'll show you exactly what happens. His front end kind of dives in. Almost looks like the front end's too soft, and the back end lifts up, and then he starts to swap, and then just ejects him there. He was on the gas. He had good form coming down there, but maybe the front end a little bit too soft for that type of speed.
Well, special thanks for soft sand, or else Blair Morgan might be going out in the ambulance. That was a big crash for him. DeHaan picking up the scraps, moves into third. He's all alone. Morgan back in the race now. Looks like he's got Hagstead dialed in. Boy, I tell you what, sign of a champion. He's back up and back in the mix.
Back battling after a horrendous crash. You're right. Good thing it was that soft sand, and he's really pushing hard. He's back on the inside of Hagstead here. He's definitely not hurt. He's charging.
Oh, look at that, Roscoe. He ran right into the back of Hagstead. He goes down for a second time in this first 250 moto.
Actually, a correction there, Mark. He looked like he was going to square and cut up the inside of that corner, and he just knifed the front end and lost it there. Maybe just being a little bit too aggressive.
Well, the soft sand was his ally in that crash, and it just took its toll. Looks like DeHaan has passed Dubé. Wait, DeHaan is on the gas, Roscoe.
He sure is. He's really got his concentration back, and he's making this late moto charge here again. Here we have Morgan and Lange battling. Morgan squares, goes up the inside. Oh, and jumps on the inside. Nice pass by Morgan.
It looks to me like Darcy Lange left the door open there, Roscoe. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but he normally doesn't let Morgan get around that easy.
No, not that early. Actually, Dubach here, we've got word that he's on last couple corners here, and looks like another championship for Doug Dubach and Gowan Racing Team.
Yeah, well, he knows what's in store. There he is, pumping the crowd, taking that tight right hand and getting ready to take the checker flag. The FedEx Yamaha, Doug Dubach takes the checker flag in the first 250 moto here from Tuque. Boy, he's got to be excited. Look at this, Roscoe. He's pulling a little Zanardi. Hey, don't run over Brian. He's on the team there. Nice job there for Doug Dubach.
Great ride.
One-year-old Avery. What a moto for you, Doug.
Oh, I tell you, Brian, it was just everything that goes around clinching the championship. You try and put it out of your mind, but you just somehow can't get it all the way out of there. You know, I focused on the start. I knew that getting out front, I could stay out of trouble. Exactly what I did. You know, thanks everybody, Gallon Motorsports, Enzo, FedEx, Yamaha, everyone that got me out here. You know, these guys, they believed in me. You know, a lot of people would say 37 is over the hill, but, you know, I won this title, and I'm just so happy.
Well, Doug Dubach will get his #1 plate next week in Walton. Here's your top 20 finishers in the first 250 moto from Tuque.
I got a decent start. I think I was 5th or 6th or something like that, and just tried to pick my way through, relax the first few laps, because I knew guys would be going for it the first few laps, so I figured I'd just chill out, and had a good battle with Tuque for a while, and Pat got by him in the second, and just kind of cruised and tried to conserve as much energy as possible.